multiple Braves players available at deadline per insider. The seller label has officially been slapped on the Atlanta Braves. According to USA Today's Bob Nightingale, the Braves are in full seller mode heading into the July 31st trade deadline, and they're not stopping there. It could continue into the winter months as well. And leading the charge out the door? A trio of veterans, Marcell Ozuna, Raisel Iglesias, and Pierce Johnson, all said to be available. Let's start with Ozuna. We've said it before, he's no longer the hitter he once was, and his production has cratered in recent months. He has 10-5 rights and can veto any trade he doesn't approve of, but it's hard to imagine him pushing to stay in a role that's already being reduced. The problem? His value isn't what it used to be. The same goes for Iglesias, once considered a top-tier closer, but now burdened by a dip in performance that has tanked his trade value. Pierce Johnson is having a solid year, but at this point, he's more of a secondary bullpen piece. That's why the Braves are in now or never mode. These guys are free agents after this season. If Atlanta doesn't trade them by the deadline, they'll likely walk for nothing. That's three core players from what was once viewed as the franchise's long-term foundation. Of those three, Murphy's stock is skyrocketing. He's mashing this year with a .517 slugging percentage and 16 homers in 62 games. He's locked in at $15 million per year through the end of the decade, and if you're a contender in need of a catcher with power and leadership, that deal starts to look pretty appealing. Harris and Albies? Not so much. Both are having the worst seasons of their careers, and that's not hyperbole. The Braves are likely banking on a second-half bounce back to boost trade value, because right now, the phones aren't exactly ringing off the hook. If Albies doesn't rebound, Atlanta could even decline his club option, just $7 million for next year, with a $4 million buyout. It's not a huge swing financially, but it would be a significant symbolic move for a player who was once the face of the franchise's youth movement. Before sounding the rebuild alarm, know this: the Braves aren't tearing it down or gutting the roster. Ronald Acuna Jr., Matt Olson, and Austin Riley, they're not going anywhere. But this is a reset, it's a shakeup. And it's one that could define the next 5 years of Braves baseball. With the team underperforming and core veterans fading, the front office is seeking flexibility, youth, and long-term clarity. And yeah, some fan favorites could end up on the chopping block to make that happen. So circle July 31st at 6 p.m. on the calendar. The MLB trade deadline is no longer just a checkpoint for the Braves. It's the start of what could be a full-blown roster transformation.